Hi everyone, welcome to Delhi. I'm Chris King.
Alexander Boyd.
Today we're having Film Rundown episode 14. Today I'm hosting this, so we're going to go down the biggest topics of this week. There's a lot to talk about, so we're going to get right into it. Make sure you're sharing this video with your friends and stuff, and you leave your comments, leave your questions, and topics that you want us to bring up. Okay, so let's get right into it. Topic number 1, Drew Goddard just revealed that he is writing and directing the next Spider-Man for Sony.
Yes. So Drew Goddard, if you guys don't know, actually directed. I don't know, did he write it? I just know he directed Cabin in the Woods. I think Joss Whedon wrote it.
I think he
produced it. Well, anyways, Drew Goddard, I'm so for it because Cabin in the Woods was a huge movie for me. I loved it. So I'm for this. He was actually he was slated to direct the Sinister Six movie.
And Daredevil.
Oh yeah, he's still doing it, isn't he?
No, he left. He left Daredevil to do Sinister Six, and then they scrapped Sinister Six. So
yeah. So luckily, he still has a job.
Yes.
Because obviously he's worth it. He's worth it, and I have such high hopes for this. He could do humor. He could do darkness. He could have fun. So I'm so for this. Of course, he needs help. Okay, yes. I don't trust him by himself.
Yeah.
To do with writing. Let's not get that guy. I forgot his name already. He does a lot of movies. David Goyer. Let's keep him away from everything.
Keep him away from Marvel movies. That seems to be the problem with him. Okay, so yeah, I mean, Drew Goddard. Look, any horror director, I don't care if it's just one movie they directed. Any horror director that wants to do a superhero movie, yes.
I like how you say horror.
Yeah, I mean, it's not typically horror, but anyone that can do something that's dark, that's thriller, that has to do with these kind of weird stuff, I say yes, absolutely. Who's in Doctor Strange?
No idea. I just remember his Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange.
I don't know if they reviewed already, but anyway, it's the other guy who did also some horror movies or whatever. But that's yes, like especially with stuff like this, you can tell that again, Drew Goddard, he kind of lucked out. Like he got to move up. He definitely moved up because he was supposed to be starting with directing the Netflix series for Marvel.
Yeah.
Left that to do Sinister Six, which I think is a big move up.
And even Daredevil is dark.
Exactly. So they know that he's here for a reason, and it's because this next Spider-Man is gonna be what actually can be dark and gritty, not super dark and gritty, but So he left Netflix to do Daredevil, moved up to Sinister Six. Sinister Six was scrapped, and now he's moving up to Spider-Man. Like, you cannot get bigger than Spider-Man other than Batman, So you cannot get any bigger than that. I bet he's excited for sure. I'm hoping that this guy is going to direct the next, 2 or 3 Spider-Mans, and he sets it up for the Sinister Six that he wants to do. I swear, if Sony Pictures gets involved in the making of this next series, I'm going to boycott Spider-Man forever.
They still own it.
I'm tired. But they keep wanting to put their hands into Spider-Man, and you have to back off at some point. This is why Spider-Man 3 failed. This is why Spider-Man 1 and 2 failed. Also, Mark Webb is not a good director, but I blame Sony for the bigger part. They keep wanting to say, yeah, we want Venom, and we want this. Just let the director do it himself.
Yeah.
Let it be a natural kind of transition. So.
Just the info that we're missing is the director for Doctor Strange, you were right, is a horror director, is Scott Derrickson.
Yes, Derrickson, yes.
Who made The Exorcist of Emily Rose, Day the Earth Stood Still, which both of those I didn't care about.
Yeah, no.
Then Sinister, I actually was one of those people who liked Sinister. It's all this tone.
Again, it doesn't have to be a good horror movie or even 1 or 2, but it's the concept that they know how to make suspense. No one knows suspense more than horror directors, even if they don't pull it off. Bringing one of those guys to create a suspenseful series, I'm so for it. So
I'm for this. I like it. He knows how to have fun.
Yeah, his movies are amateur, but he's good. He's a good director, so I'm excited, as you mentioned. Okay, so let's move on to the other side of things. DC. Mm-hmm. David Ayer tweeted 2 photos of Jared Leto getting his haircut. I like how we're starting to talk about hair and stuff now. It's really weird to me.
We're talk more about hair.
Yeah, we're gonna talk more about fashion.
What about David Goddard? What's his hair like?
Drew Goddard's hair? I don't know. It's like spiky.
I saw Derrickson's kind of like back.
David Ayer's bald.
Keep talking about hair.
So it's weird. Anyway, so Jared Leto, it was like a picture.
Josh Whedon's hair.
It's like balding. He's losing his hair.
But he has hair here.
He has to get Rogan. Yeah. Anyway, so Jared Leto, it was like a picture of the back of his ponytail getting cut. I don't care for that. But I really like the picture of Jared Leto. He was kind of like, what was he doing?
The first one was, it's like that's covering an eye.
Yeah.
That's the second picture they released, which still was black and white. You could barely see anything.
Yeah, and his hair was still like a dark kind of brown in that picture.
Yes.
And then, because paparazzi have no lives, they went to go stalk Jared Leto and take a picture of his hair. Now it's bleached.
I stalked Jared Leto. I'm not even a paparazzi.
You just do it just because.
I just did it for fun. When's the next 30 Seconds to Mars coming out?
Oh, God. Let's not. Anyway.
Last album was good, okay?
Okay, anyway.
And before that, This Is War, that was a good album. Those two albums were like when I appreciate 30 Seconds. Okay, moving on.
Well, he has a lot of fans. Yeah, like, I'm not a big fan, but the guy, he has a massive, anyway. So we're gonna point. But the point is that, so he bleached his hair. I wasn't thrown off. Like, everyone else is freaking out. Like, oh my God, he has blonde hair. Like, people relax. He cut his hair. Mm-hmm. That's just the hair that he probably wanted, Mm-hmm. We now know the truth. But at that point, I was just thinking, well, that's probably just the hair that he wants. If his hair, whatever. He's probably gonna wear a wig. That was my first reaction. Yeah. But then we just got more information from one of the makeup artists that's working on Suicide Squad. Yep. Putting up a picture so dope of like a green dye with like a brush in it, and I don't remember what the caption said, but that enough was for me. And other people came out and said, you work with makeup on films and that kind of stuff. Green dye works best with,
of course,
bleached hair.
Because the thing is with bleached hair, it's just pretty much a blank canvas. Yeah. So instead of having like a black background and then putting green on it, like eventually if it does mold together, then you kind of get that weird, darker feel. But this is completely, his hair is really bleached. Yeah. Like his hair is like close to white.
Yeah.
So adding that green is going to be bright.
It is really bright, yeah. So, I wasn't too thrilled about that.
But the thing is that this is going to be a dark movie. No matter what. Like, they make these movies dark. So, it's going to look bright green, but then the darkness behind it'll work. So, like, think of an animated series kind of Joker. It's like, you're going to see... Well, his is kind of really dark.
This is what we said, like, a year ago, which I was believing that it was going to be like a slick back hair, kind of like a Mark Hamill from the animated series, kind of slick back. Or... that would be more kind of like New 52-ish, where it's kind of like spiky, kind of, Killing Joke, kind of, whatever. So, and we're right. So it's going to be short, it's going to be clean, it's going to look dope. Oh, man, I'm so excited.
You couldn't match. It's going to be short, it's going to be clean, it's going to be green.
It's going to be clean. The only thing I'm still worried about is that whole, how he's approaching the character as a beautiful disaster or whatever. It's just, I don't know. I'm
still
afraid
not for that quote.
I know. I feel like it's going to be a little bit too theatrical, and which is weird. We're talking about the Joker, who is the definition.
Who is very, very...
But I just want it to be realistic, I mean, not that it has to be so dark and menacing, but I don't know. I just want to see. At some point, I want to see him cut off his face.
I was just going to say that. So it's too dark for the kids, but hey, they're being edgy. We'll get to that later.
That'll be so dope. If they don't do that, we will. So let's go back to the Marvel side of things. Avengers 3 trailer drops, and pre-order tickets are now available. Gotta say that we have ours already.
Yep.
So Avengers 3 trailer, let's break it down. You went through scene by scene.
As I mentioned last time we had the Avengers trailer, I do spend my time breaking it down scene by scene, just stopping it. We get to a new shot, stop it, what does this mean? New shot, stop it, so on and so forth. So this one was actually pretty awesome. There's a lot of information. Oh, yeah. Like, I was actually had somebody in the room at the time because, I just don't talk to myself all day. Sometimes my cat's there. But anyways, I had somebody in the room, and afterwards she's like, wow, trailers do give away a lot. So that's why I've been trying to stay away from Age of Ultron trailers, because I kind of still want to be surprised. But there's a lot going on. Do you actually want me to just say stuff? I don't know if it counts as a spoiler.
Yeah, no, let's get into it.
Okay, so you do notice that we did see Wanda, Scarlet Witch, actually had brain powers. Like, we already knew that she supposedly had powers to make you hallucinate. That's what House of M was all about.
Yes.
But it actually looks like she controls them.
Yeah.
So the difference here is that instead of like the other one where the Hulk's eyes were red around it, like it looked like he was sick or something, in this one the actual eyeballs turn red. She did that to Scarlet Witch.
To Black Widow.
Yes. Sorry. No, Scarlet Witch did it to Black Widow. Yeah. So she did to that. So that's probably why we see the ballerina scene. So that's probably her going like back in time and remembering all this stuff. Like, hey, look, I touched her head, and go back in time. We finally did see some Hulk and Black Widow. Yes, I was right. And Black Widow love.
Yeah.
We did see that. And then I wonder how it's going to be with Hawkeye. I think that Black Widow and Hawkeye are very close. I don't know if it's supposed to be a brother and sister kind of love, but it did seem very.
They seem very close now.
Yeah, because even in Civil War, if you noticed, she actually had a necklace with an arrow on it. Yeah. So I was thinking that. Also, when they were in like a farm or something, they were far away. There was a sponsored by Gillette. So there's a Gillette shaving cream and a razor there. But also, when she was in the other room, still, like, you could see it, she had a bathrobe on. Yeah. So unless she shaves with men's razors, or probably Clint and Hawkeye and Black Widow live together. So there's a lot of things that could be happening here. It's a lot of things. Obviously, there's more reveal on Ultron. It's just like, I wanted to create an armor around the world, which I love that line. Yeah. We had the slow motion action scene. Which
the one where they're like jumping into the woods was one of the dopest shots.
Did you see the new animated GIF with Spider-Man?
Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yes.
He kind of sticks out awkwardly, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, you see his hands. So obviously, he's actually doing that, but you can't even see anything happen. It just looks like he's just making hand signs.
Yeah.
So this trailer was awesome. There's a lot of Ultron talking, which I loved, because he's just like, you look up at the skies for hope. Look up at the skies for hope, and there's a scene of, I forgot the Quinjet. I forgot what the jet was called, the one they ride on. Whatever. Yeah. So you look up at the skies for hope. Obviously, that's Avengers, and he says that's what we're gonna take from them first. Yes. Also, we noticed that all the little Ultrons, the little Ultron minions, his army, only some of them could fly, and some of them don't fly. There's that, and also I'm assuming they don't have AI. I think that they're just computers from Ultron, so I'm sure that that's going to play a part in the end. And then the last scene, which they give away too much, when everybody's fighting in the circle, protecting something. I'm assuming it's something that's going to shoot up in the sky again. Yeah. Blue lights shoot up in the sky, I don't know. But they're protecting something. You can see there that Scarlet Witch is actually a part of them. She turned good already. We didn't see
Quicksilver there.
Yeah, we didn't see Quicksilver. And also somebody else was missing at the time. Well, Hulk was still there. I'm still hoping that they'll send him off into space. I want Planet Hulk to happen. I want World War Hulk. So that's about it for the trailer. A lot of cool stuff. Seriously hyped. I am so for this.
This is the best trailer that we've had. Trailer 2 was just a recut of trailer 1, pretty much. But trailer 3 was the best trailer. We're going to get to the very ending.
A lot of comedic effects, too.
I didn't get a lot of lightheartedness from this trailer. Some people were saying that they did. There was like one really cheesy joke with Captain America and Iron Man where he's like, you had to ask. Oh, Thor.
Thor.
Like, all you guys, like, you had to ask. You don't have to say that. Like, you could have just given him a look.
They're trying to be cute. Oh yeah, like the look. I think it would be better.
I think the look would have been better. They have to really be much more subtle. I don't know who's doing these shots. Anyway, I don't know.
There was another one where Scarlet Witch picks with a shield because.
Oh my god!
Shield.
Okay, her saying like, "Do I always have to pick after you guys?" Like, and then just picking up the shield. I was like, that's so stupid. Like, you don't have to. Anyway, I want to get into it.
Okay, that's supposed to be comedic. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, but it was just. I mean, these kids are watching this movie. Maybe I have to remember that. But anyway, so look, I mean, as far as the trailer goes, it was awesome. Didn't really reveal too much else about we didn't see Claw there, we didn't see anything like that and stuff. So I was happy about that. But we did see that they were protecting some sort of machine. Now we have to look out for that machine and figure out what it is. I guess it's gonna be some sort of connection to Thanos. That's kind of my assumption.
Interesting. I was thinking.
I'm still wondering. Is there any connection between Ultron and Thanos? Because in the comics there typically isn't, but he has his own agenda. Yeah. So I'm wondering how that's going to play into this until the very, very final scene where we get one shot of the Vision. Let's just go right into it.
Wait, no, before that, even the Vision is a great thing to talk about, but there's actually a scene there that's going to play a huge part for sure, is where you see Tony Stark grab...
Oh, yes, Loki's scepter. Yeah, you're right. We should talk about that. For one as well, going back to Scarlet Witch, that whole kind of red-eyed Hulk that we saw in the other trailer, I guess that may answer our question. Because we knew that Hulkbuster was Tony Stark inside it. Yeah. Why is he fighting the Hulk? Well, I guess we just got our answers. Yeah. It's most likely Scarlet Witch, we assume, anyway. Scarlet Witch controlling the Hulk, and that's probably why he's going to fight them. So
yep. That's what I thought was going to happen with the Loki pokey stick in the first Avengers. I thought that Loki was going to somehow be in control of the Hulk. So I guess they're doing it here, but using Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, so I guess there's that, and then so let's move on to the Stark thing right there. He's grabbing it with the Iron Man hand on it. So okay, well this goes into the Vision kind of thing kind of nicely because we have to remember the Soul Gems. You know, Soul Gems.
That was the Mind Gem.
No. I'm sorry, the Infinity Gems. In Loki's scepter, it is the Mind Gem. Everyone keeps saying, "Well, is it the Mind Gem?" I'm telling you right now, it is the Mind Gem. Go watch Guardians of the Galaxy. Anyway, we knew this from the beginning. So it is the Mind Gem. There's a rumor going around that it could be that Stark uses the scepter to activate Ultron, to give him that mind. Because we know that he's not just a simple AI. He's not just a simple computer. He's almost a living organism at this point.
That just blew my mind right now.
Yeah, so at least that's my assumption because of this next kind of bit with the Vision. So could it be that? Do you have any other ideas as far as the...
Oh, that makes perfect sense. I was just thinking that he was going to do something with it. I don't know what
well, I think everyone's idea is like, oh, is Stark going to be the bad guy at this point? Which is an interesting idea, but you have to ask yourself, why is he using that scepter?
I thought he was going to actually finally poke Ultron with it.
Oh, okay. So
I thought I was just going to be like...
You know what? Because, he's wearing, like, just the arm, and it looks kind of torn. So it could be that that's the end scene where he grabs it again to kill Ultron.
But then also we noticed that you can't really poke through machinery, because remember, Loki tried to poke him, but he had the core there, so I guess that wouldn't make sense. I think yours makes way more sense.
So there you go. So, yeah, that's just my theory. I'm not really sure yet. But it's mainly based off of this other theory, which is... the Vision, where we see the Vision. I will mention, by the way, I didn't want to watch the trailer until someone freaking spoiled it. They're like, the Vision in trailer 3. I was like, oh shit, so I have to go watch it. And I watched it, and I was like, it's just like one little glimpse of it.
Yeah.
First of all, the shot of just his eyes. Did you like that shot?
Awesome. His eyes even looked awesome. So.
I think, I don't know, I'm being too critical with the cinematography. I would have liked to just maybe like him flying away. I think that would have been a pretty
We have enough of him flying.
Yeah, I don't know.
All the posters is flying.
Well, in the posters, yeah, but I would like seeing in the actual how it's going to look. But I like this is why. The weird thing to me is that with the Vision, it looks like skin. And that's kind of what's throwing me off. Same thing with Ultron, where his voice is, James Spader has a really, really dope, awesome voice. But the problem is that it sounds too much like a human to me. I would like to hear a little bit more like when he laughs. When he laughs, it's like one of the best laughs I've ever heard out of a villain, where he's like, ha ha, but it sounds distorted.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted his voice to sound like. I wanted it to sound distorted like a machine. But it sounds kind of human a lot of the times. As far as the Vision, it looks like skin. And I mean, the Vision kind of looks like a human, but when you really go into the comics, it's just more kind of like patterns that kind of form a human face. So I would like to kind of see more kind of a mechanical look to him. I'm hoping everything else looks mechanical, but we'll see with that. But
his cape is gonna be metal.
Yeah, I'm getting too into anyway. But the gem on his forehead. Do you see the yellow gem? Soul gem.
Oh, mine.
We're just this is just like live. Like, we didn't talk about this before. That's like it's just my theories. I'm not sure because that's the one gem we're missing, and the soul gem is yellow.
Yeah.
So my assumption, my theory is that this is going to be what's going to bring down Thanos. I don't think he's going to be in this movie, but because we need a tie into Infinity War. We were thinking that the soul gem would have been in Guardians, but we're seeing more and more. James Gunn is kind of like, no, I kind of want to keep this separate.
Yeah.
And it makes sense in this theory. My theory is that if you use the Mind Gem to create Ultron, because they have possession of the scepter, Ultron is gonna figure out these Infinity Gems. He's gonna figure out what created them. He's gonna find the Soul Gem, maybe in Wakanda. I don't know.
Perfect. So perfect.
And he's gonna use that to create the Vision, because obviously we know that he creates the Vision, and the Vision tends to be much more of like a human kind of an android. He's the android Avenger. He has a soul, quote unquote. So that could be the way that he creates the Vision.
It's interesting because I think the problem with humans is their soul. I think that's the reason.
That was very
really dark,
really dark,
really poetic. Okay.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Well, the thing here is that's the problem with humans. Is the thing is that we don't care. We kind of just let things slide, and this is why Ultron wants to kill all of us. is because we're constantly destroying the world, but we're like, no, humanity. No,
and,
but we'll let them live.
It makes the perfect sense as to why the Vision will become good, or we don't know if he's going to become bad, but we can infer, because if Ultron's going to create him, at least for 5 minutes, he's going to be bad. Yeah. But it's probably going to be that soul gem that kind of allows him to see beyond just the mind, where Ultron is just his mind. It's just his massive, brain, and his concept of what is right. So those are my theories. We'll see how it actually plays out.
Yeah. Another fun fact. I'm assuming this is real. If I remember, I read it somewhere. I haven't read these comics in a long time, so I don't remember. But if I remember, Ultron actually creates the Vision because that is his vision of what humanity is supposed to be like.
Yeah, precisely.
So that makes sense. And also, he's for some reason really into Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Yeah.
I'm very. I don't know what they're gonna do here.
What I think he's doing there is that he's saying like this is what humans are supposed to be like. This evolution.
Yes.
It's like because these other humans hasn't evolved yet, so I think that's why he likes them.
These Inhumans.
Or he just wants somebody to talk to, like because he doesn't have a cat.
He doesn't have a cat.
He doesn't have a cat.
Exactly.
So let's talk to someone.
So I don't know. Yeah, it's just theories, but it's really crazy. Make sure you guys let us know your opinion on that. But we spent a lot of time on that topic, so let's try to get these other ones out. Quickly, Gran Turismo. I didn't even know it was a movie, and apparently now, did you know there's a Barbie movie happening as well?
A what?
A Barbie movie. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
So Hollywood is
a stripper.
Yeah, running out of ideas. Gran Turismo just got the Tron director.
Okay, so we saw Need for Speed, which I didn't like at all. This is practically the same thing with... I wanted to like Tron. I saw it in 3D, IMAX. I wanted to like it. It was pretty looking, well, kind of, because it was really dark, especially since I saw it in 3D, it's darker. I wanted to like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like Tron Legacy. Also saw Oblivion. I wanted to like it. It's not... Edge of Tomorrow fixed it. Okay, that's the movie I was looking for. I don't like it, so I have no hope for this.
I love Tron Legacy. If I would have reviewed it, probably would have gotten a mediocre score because the writing was really good, the acting was really good. But I love the world that they kind of recreated. Like I would watch that movie again and again in theaters. Like if they re-released it, I would. I even bought the game because I was so into the world.
And Daft Punk being a cameo,
which was
perfect.
That soundtrack is still one of the best soundtracks I've heard. Like D-Rez, The Grid. Anyway, that movie's awesome. But so we saw that this guy's a visual director, so we know Gran Turismo is gonna. I think it's gonna look better than Fast and Furious and Need for Speed was garbage pile. That's why I didn't watch it. Okay, but the plot is kind of weird.
I watched it because of Aaron Paul. Breaking Bad.
That and Michael Keaton. I was kind of like, but
at the time I still didn't care. Yeah,
but it was cheesy. But anyway, so Gran Turismo was supposed to be a gamer who, I don't know, he plays the game and he becomes a driver. So I'm like, well, at least it's kind of different. It's not just like, heist Gran Turismo or a racetrack Gran Turismo. I don't know, but kind of weird.
It sounds like Tron.
You're right. It sounds like Tron.
This is Tron 3.
Wow, that was a crossover. That'd be kind of cool. So anyway, that's that. Number 5, I guess it is now. Because we're skipping 1. He-Man, Master of the Universe, Battle Cat concept art. Yeah. The producer just tweeted the image. I saw it live, like when it actually got tweeted. I was just like on Twitter for some reason. You know what? I'm still waiting on that Robert Downey Jr. news.
Oh yeah, it didn't come out.
It was supposed to come out Thursday. It didn't come out. I'm still looking like every hour today. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe next week we'll cover it. But I don't know what it was. So anyway, the Battle Cat. I saw the image. Before I'll do mine because mine's negative. I was like, whatever. It was very just like it just kind of looked like a drawing. I thought like Neil Blomkamp's Alien pictures were badass. Like those were really like Sigourney Weaver wearing.
Yeah, like that looks awesome.
That blew my mind. But this one it looks like how Battle Cat should look. Everyone is is so excited. I don't really know why because I mean if you look at any other concept art always looks cool.
Yeah,
it's supposed to look cool. I mean, it's when it's different that it blows my mind, like the Alien one. So, your thoughts? You're an artist. What do you think?
It was okay. I liked it. It was nice. But I guess just because I'm not attached to this He-Man film, I watched the cartoons when I was younger. I even had the sword. But it's just I don't care. I don't care. I'll wait for a trailer.
Yeah, I like you. I had all the toys. I had Skeletor. I had He-Man. I had the sword. I had a Battle Cat. And everything like that. I was really into 80s cartoons are so awesome, man. Like those Transformers, everything like that. But I don't want a movie. I just don't. I would rather prefer either a game or maybe they could do it in a TV show.
Because they got Gem and the hologram,
Jesus,
so they want to do
I don't
this.
know. This is ridiculous.
And the Barbie. Look
the Barbie. Like, what's going on?
Tons of
Anyway, so Hugh Jackman comments on this whole Avengers kind of thing. I just wanted to put this to rest already, see if we want it or if we don't want it. He claims that he believes Wolverine could work in the MCU. That he still wants to see Wolverine go up against the Hulk and just kind of be with the Avengers. Citing Spider-Man as kind of the inspiration, saying like, well, I was really surprised that Spider-Man worked out. Maybe we can reach a deal with with Marvel. I just think he doesn't know business.
Yeah,
the guy's a fantastic actor. I just don't think he knows how business works. Marvel, Disney, and Fox don't really play ball together. So what do you think?
I think that eventually it'll happen. I think. Right now, this reminds me of Tyrese Gibson making fan art of himself as Joss Stewart. Like, it's just like stop talking about it. It's like it'll happen when it happens if it happens. Like, you stating it to everybody, it's just kind of like telling the fanboys like, hey, it could happen. It's like we already know it could.
Yeah,
happen.
It's like the third time that he's done this.
Yeah, so I don't care. It's like we'll wait till it happens. Right now, he just seems desperate. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why he wants to do it in the first. I mean,
I could see why.
He loves the Wolverine character, but I don't, because I don't. To me, X-Men was, although it was a Marvel property, it was a separate universe for me. The X-Men is so dense and so like in its own that I don't want to see a crossover with.
But Wolverine is an Avenger.
He's a new Avenger. I think. Yeah.
I remember him in. I remember him right now
with Spider-Man.
Superior
actually,
Spider-Man. Yeah, but Superior Spider-Man was always Spider-Man himself was always just like a kind of like a we'll call you.
Yeah.
We need you.
I don't know. So I don't know. I don't want to see it, but we'll see if it actually does happen. If it does, it won't be until that whole X-Men universe
it's gonna be a while.
Wraps up. So we'll see what happens. A few more topics, real quick. The Russo signed on for a 3-film deal. It's a first look deal with Sony. So the deal itself is very interesting. I haven't heard of a deal like this in a very long time. Where with the next 3 movies that the Russos produce or create, whatever, they have to show it to Sony first to see if they pass it or not. So, do you like the deal, and what do you think it could be?
So it's just any property. So that could include Spider-Man. It can.
Yeah, that's what we're all talking about here.
What I really think it is just like they want to make their little other movies, like passion projects kind of thing. Yeah. It's like, hey, I thought of this thing. I wrote the script. It's like, do you like it? And well, that's what it is.
I just came up with there. How about this? I think that because this deal did not get released for nothing. Because a few months back we heard that the Russos wanted in on Spider-Man.
That's true.
I'm thinking that this was part of a deal. Thinking that it's a part of a Sony asked, fine, we'll give you this if you give us a 3-film first look.
Yeah.
They want in on Spider-Man. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. So they're gonna make Aunt May the movie. Because we got Drew Goddard doing Spider-Man itself, so
I think that if not that, they're at least going to maybe this was part of the whole exchange with the Infinity War because they're supposed to be the front runners for directing the Infinity War, and I think they want to use Spider-Man heavily in that, or they want to use some villains from the Spider-Man universe in that. So I think there's a deal here. I think it's not a coincidence that they just are now knocking on Sony's door after this whole Spider-Man thing. So we'll see. Well, we keep you guys updated if you guys stay here. Now let's go back to Warner Brothers for a second. Last week we talked about the fact that at least I wanted diversity within these different companies like Sony, Marvel, and WB, putting out comic movies like 3 a year, 5 a year now. I want it to be different in tone. The CEO of Warner Brothers just came out, Kevin Tsujihara, claiming that he believes that he knows DC movies will be edgier than Marvel. This was all kind of like in going back to the whole like Academy thing where they're like, oh, so many superhero movies and that joke. He's like, well, I think that's okay because again, like they're going to be different, they're going to be diverse. There's a lot of different characters, different universes, and on top of that, all like DC movies are going to be edgier than Marvel. So what do you think?
This makes perfect sense. Come on, we got Man of Steel where you're just snapping people's necks for fun. They played dubstep to destroy the world, to destroy Metropolis. Batman himself is already edgy. We got Khal Drogo as Aquaman, like just gonna poke people with a stick too. But he has 3 prongs, unlike Loki who only has 1. We got Wonder Woman just trying to be Xena Warrior Princess. So this is very different. Yeah. So it makes sense. It makes sense. I'm for it.
I'm just happy that we have confirmation because, when that whole no jokes thing we talk about all the time, but
no jokes.
I liked it. I hope that they stick with that. Obviously, they're not going to with Shazam. Shazam's going to be the odd cousin of that whole kind of universe, but I like the no jokes. I hope that they kind of stick with that formula because again, like we're just talking about Avengers, and it's like now we're gonna see the whole love triangle thing in Avengers too. Like I don't want to waste 40 minutes talking about who Black Widow's gonna end up with. I don't care. I want to see what happens with Ultron, and they're pushing that in our faces. Like, yeah, bring your girlfriend. There's gonna be romance. Sorry, that's a stereotype. I shouldn't say that, but bring your girlfriend, guys, whatever, who like romantic movies. I don't like that kind of stuff. So. We'll kind of see what happens. I'm excited for DC movies in general, so we'll see. So anyway, guys, a lot of news that we unpacked here. Share this video with your friends. Our discussions with Avengers, that kind of stuff, is important because we know information that we're gonna be releasing, throughout this whole year. With the release of that, we have our tickets already, so expect a review for it, analysis. We're gonna dissect that whole movie, all that kind of stuff. So for everything, movies related, all that kind of stuff, you're already in the right place. Goodbye, Dudley.